Welcome. This is the test 3-1 review. So using this number line below, what percent of the distance from 0 to 1 is represented by point C? So let's think about it. Let's try to use some number sense right here. So as I looked at this is the halfway point. So I know it is more than 50%. So let's think. I see one section, two sections, three sections, four sections, five sections. This seems like this is the third out of five section. So what is 3 out of 5? How would you turn that to a percent? I would build it times 20 times 20, 60%. So let's make sure. So another way to do it is this is 100%. I divide it into 5 groups. So what is 100% divided into 5 groups? 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. So the main thing you got to know for our review is a percent means out of 100, per 100. Number 2, what part is shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are shaded out of how many? 24. 4, 8, 12, 16, 24. So using a table right here, how can I turn this to 100%? Let's think about it. I can do an up and down relationship. 24 divided by 4 is 6, so 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 25% or 25 hundredths. That's one way you could have done it. Another way you do it is you can break this down and build it back up. How can I break this down? Divide by 6. Divide by 6. 1/4. How do I build this back up? Times 25 times 25, 2500 or 25%. So if you make a table, you can do an up and down relationship or a side to side relationship. Number 3, locate 4/5 on a number line. So 4/5. You could build it to 100 if that's what you choose to build to, times 20 times 20. That's 80% of this. So this is by counting by 10%. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. Another way you could build it into tenths place because the place value is the tenths. So times 2 times 2, 8 tenths. Number 4, write the fraction, decimal, percent equivalent for each. So I see 55%. What is the percent again? Out of 100. So 55 out of 100. And how do you write 55 hundredths as a decimal? 0 and 55 hundredths. It didn't say you had to simplify, but if you did want to simplify it, you would divide by 5, divide by 5, and get 11/20. Next one, 62 hundredths, which is right here, which is 62%. You could leave it at 6200, but you could divide by 2, divide by 2, and get 3150. And the last one is 915. How can I build this to 100%? Divide by 3, you get 3/5. And how can I build a 5 to 100%? Times 20, and I get 60/100 or 60%. If you wrote 6/10, it's the same thing as saying 60/100 because 6 groups of 10 is 60 hundredths. Number 7, what if you were given a table like such as this? Could you find a fraction in percent? Mrs. Lynn surveys her class to find their favorite type of cookie. The results are shown in the table below. 8 people like chocolate chip, 5 people like peanut butter, 3 students like oatmeal, and 4 students chose sugar. Which shows the rational number? A rational number is any fraction or decimal, or it could be in a percent, of students whose favorite cookie is peanut butter. Their favorite cookie is peanut butter. 5 students chose peanut butter. Out of what? Well, if I add this up and find the total, 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 3 is 16, plus 4 is 20, so 520. How can I turn this into a decimal or percent? How am I turning it into a percent? How do you build this to 100%? Times 5, times 5 is 25 hundredths, or 25%, which is C. So 1/4 of the students chose peanut butter. Number 8, list the rational number from least to greatest. So first of all, in a number line, what do you know about a number line? What type of numbers do you see on the left side of a number line? Usually negative, the least numbers. What type of numbers do you see on the right-hand side of a number line? The positive number, the greater numbers. So now it says put them from least to greatest. Well, first of all, negative numbers, I believe, will go on the left side. So we put the two negatives here, and the positives go here. So do you like working with fractions, decimal, or percent? I'm hoping you'd say percent. So you have to figure out which one you like working more with. I like working with percent. So I know this is 21%. This is 75%. But what is 4/5 going to be? Well, right here, if I had to turn it to a fifth, times 5 times 5, right, 4/5, I build it to 100 by times it by 20 is 80%. So 21%, 75%, 80%. So it's going to great. Now let's, well, -2 is definitely smaller than -1. So I know -2 goes to the left, -1. But if you would like to be more specific, this is -1 or -140%. This is -200. And 1/3, in case you forgot, you have to know this, 1/3 to build 100% is times 33.3 times 33.3. So it's 33.3%, or about -233%. Number 9, a toy normally costs $450. It is sold for $360 in a sale. By what percentage was the price reduced? Reduced means goes down. So how much dollars did it go down by? Well, if I subtract 450, that's the starting price, original price, and it goes down to $360, that means it went down as a $90 reduce. So it went down $90 out of what? What did it start at? What was the original price? 450. But I need to figure out what percent is. So how can I turn this into a percent? Well, I can break this down. Divide by 10, get 9/45. Then divide by 9 and get 1/5. Then build it back up 20 and 20%. Another way you could do it is think about, how do you turn 100 to 450 times 4.5? So something times 4.5 is 90. That's another one, which is 20. So again, this is the formula on how to do it. So you figure out how much it go down by over the original price, and then you turn it into a percent by building a table. So there will be another question similar to this one, but that would be a price increase. 4 stores are having a sale. Zell's, Maller's, Tracy's, and Jenny's. Here are the price reduction. Put them from greatest to least. Well, we just did 1/3 earlier. 1/3 is times 0.33, so it's about 3,300, or 33 and 1/3%. 30% is 30%. 2,500 is 25%. 2/5 is about 4,000, or 40%. So put it from greatest, so 40%, then 33 1/3%, then Mallard's, then Tracy. I really should have done this 33.3, 33.3, 33.3. I'm going to have to fix that up. 11. Marcella is shopping for a new winter coat. She finds a coat that is regularly priced at $60 on sale for 25% off. How much money does Marcella save by purchasing the coat on sale? Many ways to do this. You could make a picture. This is 100%. The coat is regular price 100%. Full price is $60. This is 25%. How do you break it down from 100% to 25%? Divide by 4. 60 divided by 4 is $15. Maybe you would do mental math. 100% is $60. How do you break it down to 25%? Divide by 4, you get $15. Maybe you want to make a table. So you save 25%, the regular price is 100%. So $60 is the regular price. So it simplifies to 1/4. Then it builds back up times 15, $15. So many ways you could have done this. Picture, mental math, tables. Honestly, we do not care which way you know, as long as you have flexibility in your thinking. We can see answer 70% of the questions are science homework. She counted 14 correct. If each question are of equal value, how many questions did she have on her science exam? So I made a picture, as you can tell. 100% is a full test. Do we know how many questions are on the test? No. 70%, she got 14 correct. So is there a side-to-side relationship here? Not quite. But is there an up and down relationship here? Yes, there is. It's divide by 5. 70 divided by 5 is 14. 100 divided by 5 is 20. That's one way you could have done it. Maybe you prefer to make a table. She got 70% correct out of a total of 100%. There are 14 questions she got correct. So if I simplify this by dividing by 10, I get 7 tenths. 7 correct out of 10. Then I build it up to 14 correct times 2, 20 questions on the test. Number 13, Mrs. Martina assigned 20 pages of reading for homework. Lacey had time to read 3 pages before he left school. What percent of the pages does Jace need to read at home? So let's see. There are 20 pages. He read 3 before he left school, so he still has 17 pages left to read. 17 out of 20 times 5 times 5, 8,500, 85%. I almost got this one wrong. I thought it was 15% because I had not read it correctly. He read 3 pages before he left school. So that means he did 15% at school. 100 minus 15% is 85%. 14, Sally put $2,500 in her bank account. She takes it out 10 years later. It is now worth $4,100. So find a percentage increase. So did it grow? Yes, it did grow. It grew by how much? If you subtract it, it grew by $1,600 increase. So what percent is that? So it grew by 1,600 out of what? 2,500. How do I break this down to 100%? Divide by 25, and I get 25%. Oh, so 1,600 divided by 25 is 64%. So 64% is the answer. 15. 3 students are working in a group together on a field trip, on a project. They each do a part of the project. Sam completed 9/12, Sally completed 1/10, Saul completed the rest. What percent does Saul complete? Well, Sam, which is I, 9/12. Can I simplify that down? Divide by 3 is 3/4. And do you know what 3/4? You should have memorized it by that. It's 75%. One group of 10 is 10%. So Sam did 75%, Sally did 10%. So in other words, together they did 85%. But to finish the project is 100%. So what do I need to add to 85% to get 100%? That means he did 15% to finish the project. 16. Mr. Smith grows a variety of vegetables in his garden as indicated in the table below. So before I answer 16, 17, 18, I wanted to find equivalency. 720 times 5 is the same thing as saying 35%. 15% is 50%. 1/5 times 20 times 20 is 20%. This is 2 tenths. 2 groups of 10 is 20%. And this is 10%. So here's the first question. What percent of the garden does not contain okra? If I add 15 plus 20 plus 20 plus 10, 65% are not okra. Or 100 minus 35 is 65%. Which 2 vegetables cover the same? The 2 same number are squash and tomato, both at 20%. And the hardest one is number 18. The vegetable garden contains 120 square feet. Which vegetable covers an area of 18 square feet? So it's 18 out of how many? 120. Can I simplify this to build it to 100%? Divide by 6, you get 320. Times 5, you get 15%. So which vegetable is equivalent to 15%? It is potato. Or you can do mental math. 100% is 120. 10% is 12. 5% is 6, so 15% is 18. I don't know what you could have done. And 19. Tom hit the baseball 15 times out of 25 times at bat. If he's up to bat 200 times in a season, how many times would you expect to miss the ball? So he hit 15 out of 25, but he's at bat 200 times. So that means how many 25 going 200 times 8? He hit 125. But if he's at bat 200 times and he hit 120, that means he missed 80. He missed 80. And the very last one, probably the most toughest question of all. 36 ducks live at the neighborhood park. 2/9 of them are yellow, 2,500 of them are white, 7 are black, the rest are brown. What fraction of ducks are brown? Also write that fraction as a decimal and a percent. So, of, you have learned of. Of means multiply. 2/9 times 36, and how will you write 36 as a fraction? Over 1. That's 70, 2 times 36 is 72 over 9, which is 8. 8 are yellow. 25 hundredths. Do you know what fraction that is? That's 1/4. Can you split the 36 ducks into a fourth of a group? 4 groups. 1/4 times 36 is 36/4 or 9. 7 are black. So 8 are yellow, 9 are white, 7 are black. Together, that adds up to 17 plus 7. 8 plus 9 is 17 plus 7 is 24. So plus what makes 36 duck? 12 are the rest. And so how would you write that as, so what fraction of ducks are brown? 12 out of 36, which simplify to 1/3, which is 0.33, or 33.3, or 33 and 1/3%. So that is the study. So you got to know your percent for the test. You can make a table, you can make a picture, you do a sideways relationship, an up and down relationship. As long as you are flexible in your thinking, mental math, you'll do well.